The 2024 offseason was packed with big-name moves. Klay Thompson to Dallas, Paul George to Philadelphia, DeMar DeRozan to Sacramento, and Donovan Mitchell staying in Cleveland. Yet, one underrated signing flew under the radar. Isaiah Hartenstein to the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder are coming off a surprising season where they shocked the league by winning 57 games, securing the number 1 seed in a very competitive Western Conference. Their rebuild progressed faster than expected, with their young stars developing rapidly. Despite losing a hard-fought series to the Dallas Mavericks in the second round, the future looks incredibly promising. Last season, the Thunder had the 3rd best offense and the 4th best defense in the league. Their well-rounded team was led by superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, with everyone else being capable of shooting and defending at a high level. Shai and J-Dub took on primary playmaking roles, while Chet added elite versatility on both ends and protected the rim defensively. However, they lacked one crucial aspect: rebounding. Ranking 29th in defensive rebounding percentage and 28th in offensive rebounding percentage, they were among the worst teams in the league at grabbing rebounds. Their playoff loss to Dallas highlighted this weakness as they got out-rebounded 73-57 on the offensive glass, giving Dallas nearly 3 extra possessions per game. OKC wasn't able to close out possessions defensively or get any extra possessions on offense late in games against the Mavs. And that's everything in a series that was literally tied in point differential after 6 games. While Chet is 7'1" and provides elite rim protection, he's only about 210 pounds and not the typical big and bruising center that is going to gobble up a bunch of rebounds. So what did OKC do to correct that flaw? They went out and signed Isaiah Hartenstein, one of the best rebounders in the NBA. iHart grabs almost 13 rebounds every 75 possessions, 5 of them being offensive. He ranks 2nd behind Clint Capella last season in offensive rebounding percentage. Hartenstein is 7'1" and 250 pounds, so OKC should have no problem grabbing rebounds with him and Chet in the paint. iHart also offers the ability to guard bigger and dominant centers like Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid. This is big because Chet doesn't have to take on the burden of guarding players much more physically imposing than him. This then enables him to roam freely and protect the rim with his great length in a Giannis-type role, which is what he's best at. It also makes him less fatigued, and he can exert more energy on the offensive end, while Hartenstein bashes with the opposing big man on defense. Hartenstein also has good hands for a big and provides some rim protection as well, as he averaged nearly 4 stocks every 75 possessions. He's in drop coverage here, and his 7'2" wingspan helps him to swipe the ball away from Embiid before he shoots. This time, he showcases his ability to protect the rim by displaying great verticality on Maxi's attack, and then altering Oubre's attempt on the putback. He was one of 7 players last year to average at least 1 steal and 1 block per game. Now that we've talked about how Hartenstein will improve OKC's defense, let's dive into the other side of the ball. At first glance, you might think OKC will get worse offensively with a non-shooter on the floor. But iHart's ability to screen, pass, and finish at the rim are all traits that can help the Thunder's young stars flourish, along with his ability to add extra possessions with his offensive rebounding. Yes, Hartenstein is a non-shooter, but he utilizes space with his high IQ by being one of the league's best screeners. Out of players who played at least 100 postseason minutes, Hartenstein ranked 1st in screen assists per 36 minutes, with guys like Rudy Gobert and Nikola Jokic right behind him. Just look at some of these screens. I can literally make a whole compilation of them. He has mastered what LeBron and JJ Redick refer to as the Varejao screen. He comes to set the screen one way, and then flips it at the last second, as Brunson sets up his defender and attacks the basket. This causes chaos for the defense, since the opposing big man can almost never recover in time to stop the primary ball handler. And Brunson's ability to hit pull-up jumpers makes it even harder to stop. Hartenstein has made it his own art. He's coming up to set the screen here, and is just waiting for Brunson to go one direction to then nail his man with a ball screen. So it's not really the screener that's dictating which direction the ball handler is going to go. It's Hartenstein who is reading Brunson to then quickly set the screen whichever way Brunson decides to attack. And Brunson has become a master at setting his man up, and you can obviously tell that he and iHart have practiced this many times, leading to this amazing chemistry on this action. Usually, a screener will set the screen from the side he is coming from, but Hartenstein comes from the left and goes around Batum to catch him off guard with the screen on the other side. And again, this just causes complete chaos for the defense. This time, he switches the screen twice, and that's just hilarious. Hartenstein even does this with off-the-ball screens as well. Here, he switches the screen while Brunson sets his man up off the ball, and then does it again with the ball screen, leading to an open shot off Brunson's attack. This time, it's for OG Anunoby, who looks like he's about to curl the screen, but Hartenstein sees that his defender is overplaying that action, so he switches it to a flare screen instead, and OG attacks off of that. This is the high IQ I'm talking about with Isaiah Hartenstein, which could potentially take Shai's game to a whole new level. If SGA can develop that Brunson attack in the pick and roll, he'll be able to create easy shots, especially with his ability to already slither through defenses. This time, Brunson rejects the Varejao screen and drops it off to Hartenstein in the roll as he finishes with the floater. This is the next part of Hartenstein's game that I want to talk about, which is his finishing and floater game in the pick and roll. He shot about 71% on shots within 3 feet from the basket, but it's his in-between game and his go-to push shot in the short roll that is really impressive, as he shot almost 57% on shots within 3 to 10 feet from the basket. The ability to hit these floaters is huge when going against elite rim protection. DiVincenzo drives here, and Hartenstein relocates from under the basket to his sweet spot to nail the floater. Here's another great relocation, as he goes from one side of the basket to the other as Brunson attacks. This awareness and elite off-ball movement and screening is so valuable when playing with a guy like Brunson and soon to be Shai. Like I said before, he's not really a threat to shoot from the outside, so he punishes defenses by doing what Draymond does best and going into DHOs with shooters. This makes the opposing big have to guard Hartenstein in space, which clears up the paint for his guards to attack. The final part of his offensive game that I want to talk about is his passing ability, especially in the short roll. He has shown that he is very capable of reading defenses and hitting the open man. He actually averaged almost 5 assists every 75 possessions this past postseason. He's very good at hitting cutters when the help comes to him in the short roll. He sets the screen, then slightly freezes Batum as he hits the cutting Josh Hart for the layup. What I am getting at is that Isaiah Hartenstein is a high-impact player, and it shows up in the numbers too. Over the past 2 seasons, the Knicks have had an offensive rating of about 124 when Brunson and Ihart share the floor together, but that goes down to about 119 with just Brunson on the floor and no Hartenstein. So yeah, obviously Brunson's scoring and playmaking is the main reason the Knicks' offense is what it is, but I think people tend to underrate the skills that Isaiah Hartenstein brings to the table. In summary, Isaiah Hartenstein helps the clear lack of offensive and defensive rebounding for the Oklahoma City Thunder, but also brings a new component to their 5-out offense with his high IQ and unique screening ability that could very well take SGA's game to a whole new level. All that to say, this young Thunder squad will only get better with time, and with the additions of Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein, they might just be the favorites in the Western Conference next year. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as I will be posting more breakdowns on different players and teams. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.